Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. No place for their disease. Just like a weed, spread to the streets. It's time to make them bleed. Cause we just want retribution. Let's go light up the darkness. Make true of an empty promise. Flip cards in the weak and harmless. Take to the streets and turn them to a mosh pit. Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. No place for their disease. Just like a weed, spread to the streets. It's time to make them bleed.
This video is brought to you by 9% Empower. This video is brought to you by 9% Empowered by Petty Vision Productions. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Lego. I ain't here to wake nobody up. I'm here to unplug you.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing. So cold, behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts feeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. God bless.
What up, though? It's the word. You see the title. We're going to talk about it. But first, let me get into the chat. Martisa, appreciate you, sis. My 33 brother, Mr. Gary Busted Down Brown. What up, though? What up, 9? Commander, the generals in the building, the minister of defense. Appreciate you, 9. What up, though? Bud Files, what up, though? Appreciate you, beautiful family. Hey, Prez, what up, though, man? What up? Appreciate you, brother. Hey, can y'all hear me all right? All right. We're going to talk about chaos, right? My brother tapped on it a little bit yesterday, but this is something I wanted to talk about because it's something I understand it, right? Because I used to be there, you know. But chaos is people's comfort, you know. Some people I don't fault them because that's all they know, right? At one point, that's all I had in my life was chaos, right? And when I got out that chaos, I was uncomfortable. And even though I was in settings that I should have been comfortable, I was uncomfortable because I was waiting for chaos to come back. I was so accustomed to it. You know, sometimes people get accustomed to it. and that's all they know. So, in today's society, just looking out, observing, I think, just my opinion, I think chaos is everyone, the majority's comfort zone. I think they're comfortable in that environment, in the chaotic environment. No matter how people may say they want this or want that, saying and doing is two different things. So it's our actions that dictate our story. That's what write our story is what we do, right? So I can say I want a better life, but if I ain't willing to do the things to achieve it, do I really want it? These are questions I had to ask myself. So on the outside looking in, just at society as a whole, like, and to prove my point, just think about this, right? On YouTube, they have sectors that's called the dirty sector, the black sector. And the black sector, what they doing is just chaos. And people say, oh, we need to do better, but you're in a chaotic environment. That's like when I wanted to get out of my hood mentality, the way I was thinking. I had to get out the hood first. Once I got out the hood, I was able to think different. I was in a different environment that didn't require me to think as I did. The environment that we put ourselves in, a lot of times will dictate how we perceive moving forward, or how do we. You can't be in an environment that's built for you to survive and think you go live. Your living will be survival. I had to learn that. Like when people say rebuild the hood, they thought I was being a coon or something when I was like, nah, get out the hood, leave the hood. They thought I was, nah, man, get out the hood. Because that environment ain't gonna let you think prosperous. You can try to rebuild it, but that's just you. If everybody ain't on one accord, it ain't gonna happen. You can't just have you and two of your buddies like, oh, we gonna make the hood better. Nah, it don't work like that. That's a whole environment. So that environment to change, the people in it has to change. You can have all good houses on the block and one drug house. That one drug house is like a cancer. It's gonna fuck the rest of the block up. Just that one house. And you got 30 houses on one block. One house on that block will fuck the whole block up. That one house will bring so much bullshit to that block. So if it's not a mutual agreement with the people in the environment to change it, get out of it. Get out of it. Same thing with dealing with people. If you having friendships, businesses, romantic relationships with people who ain't who they comfort is chaos, get away from them. Get away from them. You don't change people. People, that desire has to be sparked within a person to want to. You can inspire people, you can show them the right way, but they don't want to change. They don't want to change. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. That's why I don't try to. Joshua, what up? Appreciate you. That's why I never try to change people. No, I can just. Hopefully, I inspire them, but I just be me. I just try to show people it's a different way. That's it. Just like people show me. I meet people, they show me different things. Like, oh, there's a different way to do it. Oh, I just learned something new. That's all I try to do is inspire. Just try to show people it's a different way. But this chaos, just in today's society, it's like, and this is the problem too. Like we was talking yesterday. We individualized, generalized conversation. We'll be having a conversation and we will individualize it when it's a general conversation. What I mean by that is if we having to talk about um, the average male, well, I know I don't represent the average male, right? So if the ladies start going in on how men are, and I take it personal, and then I start saying, well, how I am, what I don't represent the average male. Just like women to talk about the average male, but when men start talking about the average female, they be like, well, I don't know about that because I'm not that person. I know, but it's not saying that you're not that person, but just listen because this is what men have to deal with. You listen to what one side has to deal with, and then the other side, take the time out and listen to the other side. That's it. It's just how conversations go. But we individualize, generalize conversation. And when we do that, we just don't get nothing out the conversation but chaos. We get chaos out those conversations because we don't know one another. We don't know one another's experiences, right? People can be on here telling fallacies. You don't know, right? So when having these conversations, even this conversation, right? Somebody come up and have a difference of opinion. They just got a difference of opinion. That's it. There's no chaos needed. But people comfortable with that. So when people think different, now it's just all out war just for having a difference of opinion. Like I was saying yesterday, somebody Commander, somebody see Commander in my Trump. I mean in my chat, like Trump 2024, and they get mad like, oh, word get people in his chat that support Trump. Word like Trump, he a bad person. Like what? That's a perspective. That's it. That's just one perspective that someone has. Just on that one thing, you will judge a person's whole entire entity just because they support Trump over Biden. But that's the society we live in. People look for reasons, and that's another thing. People look for reasons not to like other people, right? Just because they different. Instead of appreciating the variety, the diversity. Instead of appreciating that, you want to pick a fight with people. I was just listening to some stuff earlier, and yeah, it was wild, man. People nowadays, they replace character with. I was saying this the other day. How people look at men, particularly I was saying about men, but in general, how the value of a man is depicted upon his finances. Not his character, but his finances. That's how we depict the value of a man. That's wild. Because just because people got a lot of money don't mean they got character. Don't mean they have morals, values. I don't treat a rich person no different than I treat a poor person. I won't treat a rich person no different than I treat a poor person. Because at the end of the day, people are just people. That's it. People are people. Either you a good person or bad person. Just because somebody poor don't mean they bad people. They could have just had bad luck. It is. I ain't gonna lie, man. I know. Look. I don't even know if I'm voting, but I'm telling you that I know the news gonna be lit for the next 4 years of Trump. Hey, man, the news gonna be lit the next 4 years, bro. I ain't never watched the news that much. I thought Obama's presidency, the news was lit, but no, when Trump was, boy, Trump was lit. I forgot we had a like. Look, man, think about the last 12 years, right? Or the last 16 years. The last 16 years. You take these last 4 years out of these last, well, I'm gonna say 12, but the last 4 years out of this last, no, I gotta say 16. Out of these last 16 years, the last 4 years out of that, I wouldn't even, I never checked to see what the president said or did. I just wasn't checking for Biden. I wasn't. When Obama was in office, it was like he was always saying something or doing something. You know, when Trump was in office, he was always saying something. But when Biden, I forgot he was president. I ain't lying. I forgot he was president. It's like the coverage, anything. But anyway, back to chaos. But even like drama, right? Like drama, like this whole rap culture, right? We celebrating that whole drill movement. It's like we celebrating death. You know, we as people really supporting these artists doing drill music, and they talking about that's, and it leads to more death. One track leads to more death, another track leads to another. It's like, and we're celebrating that. We're celebrating that. And this is chaotic too. I got to get on the women too. Lisa, what up, though? I get on the man for the little thug stuff, right? But I got to get on the women too, because, and I'm not saying the ladies in my chat. I'm pretty sure y'all don't do this, you know. But this is like that part of the conversation when I say, you know, we just got to look at things for what it is, right? So I'm a big advocate of not over sexualizing women. But I'm not gonna lie to you, these last 3 months, I got a different, it's like women doing it to themselves. Like women do it to themselves. The more, you know, I think about it, it's like we can talk about why they do it. You know, we can say because of the attention, because of the money, but they doing it. That's the whole point. So you got a group of women over sexualizing it. So then you got a group of women who just handling business. Just like the men. You got a group of men that's doing the fuck shit. And then you got another group of men handling the business. And we all getting bunched up with one another. Right? When women say respect women, we hear that. But then you look at these women that ain't doing nothing to respect. But then the women want to talk about the men, but the men want to talk about the women. And it's like, oh man, that's why you got to define things. Like, hold on, what group are we talking about? Let's just separate the two. Once you identify things, that's why I say, like, if y'all start identifying these, because let's be honest, like, when you really look at it, is immaturity, right? Mentally mature women will know that whatever I put on the internet is going to be on the internet. My bad, hold on, my doorbell just went on. Somebody turning around in my driveway. You sounding like Priscilla. Nah, because I ain't saying y'all, I'm not saying people shouldn't be together, but what I'm saying is, you know, is problems, right? It's problems. But so you got to separate yourself. You know, you can't keep generalizing and grouping yourself up trying to defend something that's not. I can't defend a gangbanger. I can't defend someone out there robbing, stealing, killing, drug. I understand it because I came from the street, but I can't defend that. When people say it's a problem, I know it is. So I can't move the goalposts. Well, look at these women though. No, we just have to admit those are problems, and guess what? Let's stay away from them people. Let's do our own thing over here. Let them do their thing over there. You got to get to that point. People be trying to save you can't save everybody. And if you build something and they change, or they have a change of heart, then it's built. They can come click in, but you can't save them. You can't. I'm sitting there looking at that, like all that man. There's so much over stupid stuff, over rap lyrics, over, and these kids ain't even beginning to live yet. They're trying to be gangster, and that's not even gangster. What they doing ain't gangster. Going around killing people that look like them, that's not gangster. At least, back in the day, people own shit, right? When they was having gang wars and stuff, that's because they own the property. They own stuff over there. They own businesses. The mafia, the Italians, they had nightclubs and shit like that. They own shit. So that they have something to fight for. Now people, they don't even get air rights, let alone own property. And you fighting over what? The right to walk down the street? Like, killing each other for no reason. Casinos, exactly. When they was taking people out, they was doing it. I ain't gonna say for a purpose, but when they was having turf wars, it was because they was really owning shit. Car wash, all types of businesses up and down that strip. They was owning it. No, don't nobody own nothing, and they fighting over something that some rich person could come and buy the whole thing, tear it down, and turn it to a damn strip mall or something. They can go in any of these hoods, buy all the property up and redevelop it, turn it into something else. And then what you got? You'll find another hood to go over. Like, they fighting over attention. And the same thing on here. Like, all that. Look, man, people, y'all do y'all thing, man, with this. Look, I don't know why people do what they do, right? But it's chaos, regardless. It's like to come online, even the trolls. Like, think about a troll, right? They come at random people chats just to disturb the peace, just to say something nasty to the host or somebody in the chat. Like, that's chaos, man. You got that in you, but that's their comfort zone. That's why they feel so comfortable to come in and do that shit. And this internet, this is a bigger playground than in real life, because in real life, you have instant consequences sometimes. You go troll, you see these pranksters lose their life. And people still going out there doing that. Going in the hood, messing with people. You don't know these people. And then you in the hood, what the fuck you think gonna happen? You playing. But people are comfortable. And like I said, sometimes it ain't their fault. That's all they know. Right? Think about it. If somebody is in their like 40s or 50s, you ever wonder why you see some of these older people on the internet crashing out? They're in their 40s and 50s. All they knew their whole life was chaos. That's all they knew. So now they on here, and like I said, it's not instant consequences. Things can happen on here, But like I said, in real life, it's instant consequences. But on here, they can say or do whatever they want. and then you try to give someone peace or tranquility or a night, and they don't know what to do with it. They never had it. It's like a 40-year-old version, right? You give a 40-year-old virgin something, and they ain't gonna know what to do with it. And that's the same way with peace and tranquility, balance, harmony. People never experienced it. They don't know how to take it. It makes them uncomfortable. Yeah, understand people's behavior and people's nature. Like I said, a lot of times I can't. I'm just being honest. If someone never experienced something, then they just don't know. So I can't blame someone for that. I can't blame someone. And I'm not saying that's everybody, but that is some people. They just don't know. And you can sit there and judge them all you want, but if a person don't know, they just don't know. That's just what it is. No point of judging that. Just understand it. And I stay the hell away from it. And I stay away from it. But I did drop the link in the community wall. If anybody wanted to hit the panel. But I wanted to talk about this because bro was hitting on it. And I had it on my heart. Because like I said, I lived through it. At one point, all I knew was chaos. And it's hard to break that, There's still some things, I'm on the lookout for on my P's and Q's or whatever. But even that thought is chaotic because I'm thinking about the worst. If you always, it's one thing to be prepared, but if you're constantly looking for bad things to happen, that's the chaotic way of thinking. Because you won't be able to enjoy nothing positive if you constantly on the lookout for something bad to happen. You can't enjoy the moment like that. And I used to miss so many moments. I got to think back on it. But when I was in the moment, I wasn't enjoying it. But if I think back on it, I'm looking like, oh, yeah, I guess that was fun. But I didn't get to experience it. You know why? I was too busy looking for something bad to happen. I couldn't enjoy the good that was happening. And a lot of people are stuck in that place right there. So many different things in life can have the possibility to traumatize us. And we don't want to experience that trauma no more. So we put these boundaries up. But the boundaries go unchecked because a lot of times boundaries are only, to me personally, boundaries are temporary till I fix a problem. A boundary, I just don't want nobody to go in right now. It's under construction. But what happened is people put permanent fixtures there as boundaries and now you're just protecting yourself, but you're supposed to be healing from that. And now you got this barrier up, this unpenetratable barrier. Can't be penetrated. For something that you could have healed over, you could have learned from and grew from. But instead of learning and growing, you just put something up to protect you from it from happening again. That's what I experienced. So I can identify it when I see it. And it's common in society because we're not taught how to heal. A lot of people don't go to therapy. They don't talk about their issues. They just put them on the back burner or try to tuck them away and hide them. But at some point, you got to face them. That's the only way you can truly live. Because other than that, you just go be waiting and watching for something bad to happen. How you gonna live life doing that? If I did that, I can enjoy time with my kids and my wife. I was just waiting for something bad to always happen. Oh, it's too good to be true. It's too good to be true because you just said it. That's why. I hate that saying. It's so many sayings that people say. I hate that. It's too good to be true. That sounds like some bitter shit. That sounds bitter. How something gonna be too good? Shit, we barely get good shit in life. So how's it gonna be too good? You better enjoy that shit. Enjoy it while it lasts. Enjoy it while it lasts. It was a song. I don't even know who made it, but um, you gonna miss me when I'm gone. I forgot, but I used to play that song all the time. And at work, they was like, "You trying to?" I ended up quitting my job like 3 months later, but I kept playing it. And they was like, I think like a month. They was like, "Are you trying to tell us something?" I'm like, "No." Why you say that? So, cause you keep playing that song. I'm like, it's catchy. Like y'all don't appreciate me. Y'all gonna miss me when I'm gone. If you hit a man in time, his wounds will heal. Yeah, you hit me in time. Yeah, the wound I give you go. Yeah, that turned the other cheek. Nah, the only reason I'm turning the other cheek because I'm coming around with a spinning elbow. That's why. You slap me in the cheek. You gonna see the other one right before you see my elbow. You might see my other cheek. That's when you gonna see my other cheek. You slap me, you getting hit with an elbow. That was my song, man. Hey, Commander, I used to do. I'm telling you, I was. Oh man, when I say I studied psychology since I was 11, I'm telling you, I self study. I promise you. And I was so fucking methodical when I did shit. Everything had a purpose and a reason, and it still do. Everything I do had a purpose and a reason. Hold on, my brother up here. I'm just trying to find the. Hold on, I'm getting close to it. I think. Hold on. Just move the screen. Where the fuck is the? I can't find the cursor, and this ain't a touch screen. Hold on, Gary. I'm trying. There we go. Bro, I can't get the screen all white, bro.
Ooh, you and these new toys you get, man. You and these new toys you get.
Bro, this is a big ass screen and it's all white. One SP, what up though? Appreciate you. You gonna make me love somebody else. But yeah, I was just hitting on. I mean, you hit on it too yesterday. But I think chaos is the new comfort for people. You know, people comfortable in chaotic situations and chaotic environment, and when they don't have it, sometimes I think they produce it. I used to do that.
Sad. It's sad
Like,
because we never had that before. Walaikum salam. Oh yeah, I knew that, but it's all right. But it's a lot of people that don't know what it's like to not have something wrong with them. It's like they live. It's like bizarro world, right? So you got people that they're so hurt that if they go through a day without feeling hurt, they could conjure up a thing in their mind. I feel a pain in my such and such. Like, wow, really? You can't have one day of no pain. But that becomes their normalcy. That becomes their PIEC, a piece of their life. And it's like a love and lust type of scenario, right? People think they in love with something, but they only lusted for it because when they get it, they don't value it, right? It's the same thing with chaos. They get it and they value it at a wrong perspective. This is when Lady Shay's supposed to be up here asking all these questions because this topic right here, the chaotic side of life, is 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 understandable and is but it's not a necessity, but people make it a necessity. This is the one of those scenarios that people turn a want into a need. Like I need to have this chaos. No, you don't. You just want it because that's just what you know, right? It's just like, all right, I'll give y'all a story, right? Back in the days we lived in town, right? And we had a rapper, right? The rapper got on, right? He started making he made a couple albums
Oh, you
and
sound like a robot. No, you sound like you got my old mic. So I got back on the
don't
original mic, and now you sound like a robot. Is that just me, chat, or is he breaking up? That could just be me. Let me check my headphones real quick. Do I sound funny, or or am I coming in clear?
you sound fine to me.
Him? Okay, Press said him. Okay, try it now because you sounded clear then. It wasn't doing it constantly, but just you,
One,
Commander, said
one,
it's
two,
just me.
1, 2. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. Press tired. Press getting ready to represent them numbers for the mall. He about to buy everything.
You don't hear that, Commander?
He anxious. He's anxious.
Now you sound clear right there. Okay, you was going with the story. My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Nah, so the rapper got on and you know he tried to make himself feel like he could do both and go back to the block. And so he started making them, he made his money off the album, whatever the case may be, he takes off. So now you got people that's still on the block like, yo, you supposed to came and got us and this, that, and the third. I'm not coming to get nobody that's not trying to change their life. He's not living that lifestyle no more. So you can't expect somebody to come scoop you and save you and you don't prepare yourself for a better life. Like I was telling you yesterday, you can't go to Dearborn and act like you know what I mean, you in the hood. That ain't what that's about. You got to go there with some sense because you don't want to be the sore thumb that sticks out. So it's just sad that how chaos it becomes everybody's peace and nobody really wants the actual peace of mind in today's society because they want to keep up with the Joneses. They want to keep up with a rep. I ain't got no rep. My rep is, you know, to find the best day, to have the best peace, to have the clearest of mind, and go about my day. That's the peace of mind that I'm looking for. I don't know what everybody else is looking for, but that's the type of thing I'm looking for. Chaos can sit back in the cuts. I don't want to be around it.
And see, bro, that's why even the content that I do, I try to stick to my own personal. It'd probably be back up. I try to stick to my own personal story, right? Because even critiquing someone can bring chaos. You know, you critique the wrong person, they get upset, and now it's all out beef, and it's like, um, I don't know, man. It's just I rather talk about myself. I know that's a safe zone. Fuck it. But like he was saying, peace of mind. People don't want a peace of mind no more. They put themselves in positions to uh they put themselves in position of chaos. We gotta watch that. There you go.
The new toys.
Yeah,
Your new toy chaotic.
you said new toy. No, that's you. That wasn't me. That's
That
Stream
was,
Yard, man. That's
yeah.
Stream
Well, stream y'all stay chaotic. But go
Yard.
ahead.
But no, I was saying even like on here, like I look at how people come up. A lot of people come up by trying to put somebody else down. You know, Like I just going through YouTube, like looking at reviews, you'll see one person, you'll watch their video, then you'll see like 5 or 6 videos of people critiquing them, calling them fake, even if they are. I'm just saying, like, I understand calling people out and doing all that, but people will use other people to come up. And I'm just saying, I ain't about that, man. Like, I ain't got to tear nobody down to build myself up. That's chaotic behavior, like the way people think, the actions people do, and then they find reasons to justify. Like, oh, people need to know this person is a fraud. Man, they told y'all Rick Ross was the CEO. He wasn't moving pounds and weight, and people still Ricky Rose. Like, people don't care. The faker you are, the more people like characters, man. You know, people like characters they can resonate with. So that's what people do. They put on shows, man. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it don't. If a person likes somebody, no matter how bad you expose, they still go like them.
Yeah.
There's people still fighting for R. Kelly, man. Like, this man been convicted and everything. It's people fight. I'm not saying like his music, because I like his music. I'm talking about him as a person. They justify, oh, them girls shouldn't have lied. Like, what? Like, I heard somebody say that. I'm like, hold on, man. We talking about a grown ass man. Like, you talk about some girl. Look. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. Look, I grew up in that era. You know what I'm saying? That era, a lot of fucked up shit happened, and it was normal, right? But it don't make it right.
No.
So now that I'm a mature adult, I can say, okay, that's not right. I'm not gonna make no excuse just because I grew up in the era and seen it. I'm not gonna make no. It was wrong then and it's wrong now. I didn't have a mature mind to understand. It was normal. Everybody was doing it. So you seen it. It was like I couldn't do it because it's like, you know, I got little sisters, man. My youngest sister is 4 years younger than me. So me looking at young girls, it was kind of like, that's my sister age. That's what kept going, like, nah, man, that's my sister age. Like, and then you look at your sister like, fuck somebody up if they, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, that never computed with me, but I seen people do it. It was normal. Everybody was doing it. It was always older cats picking up young girls from school. The young girls, that was normal, man. But it's not right.
It ain't.
I'm not gonna make no excuse for it just because I seen it. So when somebody say, "Oh, they lied about the age," at this point, we have to be mature enough. We have to be responsible enough, you know, especially men, to ask someone's age, to certify someone's age. I want to say a birth certificate. If they young, you better get a birth certificate, photo ID, passport, get whatever you need, because you can do some time and that can fuck your life up. Do it for you. Shit.
Well, if they're doing it right, they're supposed to meet the parent anyway. But see, that's the difference, right? They ain't gonna bring you around the parent because they know, damn, I can't be around this man like that because I'm not of age. Nigga, you try to pick up the on fourth and on fourth. So, you know, it's just the fact that, I mean, people don't want to transition into a improvement stage, right? The chaotic stage is cool, right? When you in your teens, your early 20s, right? That's when most of us do all the goofy stuff, right? You sitting there, you jumping out of buildings, and you know, when you in the major city, they constructing and building things. All right, you playing tag, you running through the building, you jump out the building. I ain't gonna be it. I ain't doing that at 30. It's time for me to settle down. Like for me, I could be selfish in my 20s, right? I was selfish. I didn't have no kids in my 20s. I was weird. And people was calling me all type of things. I was gay. I was all type of things because I didn't want to have no kid at that age. I'm like, nah, that's not what I want, right? I need to do what I need to do. Whether it's, if I decide to go to work, I go to work. If I decide to be in the streets, I'll be in the streets. If I decide to go, I want to go up to Rucker Park, I go to Rucker Park. I do whatever I want. I'm in my 20s. I got that decision. But once that kid came about, it's a different scenario. Like, damn, I got a whole kid now. It's not even about me no more. So then the transition, it came much easier. But people think, I know you hate this word. People think they can have their cake and eat it too. That's when your stomach get bloated and your eyes get bigger than your stomach. Because now you think you can do everything at one time and you can't. You're not capable of doing all that at one time. So we stay in a chaotic state. Well, if I can go over there and be with this girl and have another girl and then have another girl, and now I got 3 different baby mamas with 5 kids. What is cool? What is peaceable about that? See what I mean? It ain't nothing peaceable about that unless you don't care, right? And if you don't care, it don't mean nothing to you because that reflection of you running in the streets, that's the reflection of you. Now, if you're a responsible person, you're gonna make sure that reflection stay with you. You're gonna make sure, all right, I'm gonna make the doctor appointments. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make sure the kid has. I don't need the baby mama to put the man in my business. So we're gonna prevent child support. We do this on our own. You're gonna beat the people to the punch, is what I'm saying, right? You're gonna make sure all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted, so that way you don't have to be in a scenario of mandatory situations, right? You know you're gonna do it yourself because you feel obligated. I don't need nobody to mandate nothing when I know it's my job. I don't want people to thank me for doing my job. That's my job. That's what you hired me to do. I'm worried about you trying to make me go above and beyond and trying to keep me at the same salary. That's when I go like, wait a minute, you're gonna show some type of appreciation. I don't care if it's $2, even though a lot of the jobs they don't start at dollar raises. But you understand what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm doing more than what I'm supposed to do, then I need the recognition. If I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, don't pat me on the back. That's why I didn't, like I tell people, I didn't want to do nothing for Father's Day. That's my job. I got children out here that no, they need to know that this is supposed to be an everyday thing. Don't celebrate me for that. I don't want that. Celebrate me because you know what? We got an advance or something. We brought us a new home or we got each one of these kids in college, something like that. Don't just celebrate me because I'm doing my job. No, that's chaotic to me. You following mainstream, and you already know mainstream is chaotic as it is.
That is so crazy. I don't know why the feedback coming through my headphones is messed up. I was just listening to you through my phone. And you clear as day, so it is me. But I don't know why it's doing that. Um, but
Enjoy.
you gonna make me do a whole live on why you can have your cake and eat it too. Because I'm not even going to get no cake if I ain't gonna eat it. What's the purpose of having a cake if you ain't gonna eat it? I think some skinny person who gave up cake said that. Bro, I don't know who the hell made that saying. They should have said you can't have the cake and the pie. That made more sense. Okay, now you just greedy, you know. But no, they said you want the cake and eat it too. What the hell am I getting the cake for if I ain't gonna eat it to admire it? Like, what is this supposed to be a showpiece or something?
I guess so.
Like, bro, I think
But
I'm telling you, some skinny person who probably found out they was gluten intolerant came up with that saying.
well, even if that's the case, look how chaotic that statement is. Like, wait a minute, you can't have your cake and eat it. Okay, so you must be a diabetic. You can't eat it. I don't know. Like, what is the point of that statement? Like, but that's the expression that comes into that existence. Like, yo, you want everything at the same time. All right, well, I don't want everything at the same time. I know things take time. You know what I mean? But you just have people that just, like no matter what type of energy you give them, you're gonna still be the person that's gonna be last on the list. Why? Because you are the person that's not chaotic. You are the person that's not rambunctious. You're not the loudest person in the room. You know.
Give
But
me.
see that don't register for everybody.
You keep talking. I'm gonna switch my mic. I want to
Oh,
switch.
but I
Yeah,
got you. But
real
you
quick.
know, it's just like if you in the streets, right? Y'all see oh god, y'all see oh god, American Gangster. Denzel telling you like, yo, the loudest person in the room is always gonna be seen. Chill out, stop being bright, just dumb down. Stop wearing the flashiness. And then look, he didn't even follow his own advice. He got caught up because he wanted to wear a chinchilla to the boxing match, and now they know who he is. Oh well, who's that? But you being loud. Sometimes I always tell people all the time, if if you point a finger at somebody, please understand that you got three fingers pointed at you. So that way you can prevent yourself from being in that chaotic conversation or being that chaotic state to where you're not practicing what you're talking about. You're not administering your own medicine to your life because then you're gonna be like, well, they're gonna be like, well, look, he telling you, you know what, 1 + 1 is 2, but he keeps saying it's 4, and you looking dumb. Now your words ain't gonna mean nothing. Your character's gonna be under fire, under ropes because you just you're not being attentive to what's going on around you. You don't have to be of the world to be in it. So we just gotta understand what the chaotic parts are and and do our best to not add to it. A lot of us is adding to the chaos instead of subtracting. So that's
Man,
that's
you could hear me?
that's yeah. We heard you, Frankie.
The salute, Gary, salute, word. You hear me?
What up, though, bro? My bad. I was on mute. I tried to Frankie talk. Let me see something.
Can you hear me now?
No, I can hear you good. I don't know why Gary. I just put noise reduction on for you, Gary, and see if that come through clear. His audio is breaking up. What up, real spill? Appreciate you, sir. Hey, I appreciate you, bro, for hitting the panel. You know you always welcome up here,
Yeah,
brother.
very no, man. Throwback. But yeah, you know why his mic is acting like that, right? Because y'all talking about chaos.
Yeah, but it's not on my It's just through my headset because
No, it's your
I was.
it's your team headset, definitely, because I hear him clear.
This headset. Hold on. This headset
You got that
alone.
Wish headset. That shit came like
This,
6 months later.
this was $65 just the headset. This is a good headset. I forgot
How
the
you
name
doing
of it.
though, man? Nah, I was just gonna say though, yeah, y'all both got good points about chaos, but reality, we all trying to make order out of this chaos, right? We born into chaos. Like the truth of the matter is, every day you leave your house, you actually you can anything can happen to you so crazy, like you know what I mean, like just going outside, like you nothing's promised, right? So you can go to the store home, you know what I mean? You could take a ride in a car to go pick somebody up and never see your kids again, you know what I mean? It's about it's the mindset, I guess, to make the order out of the chaos, right? Because some people don't even know that they're in the chaos, right? Like there's a lot of people undiagnosed with mental disorders, so they don't understand that they're living in a loop. You know what I mean? They get to that same party, fuck my life, and they've been doing that for the last 15 years. You know what I mean? Yo,
Definitely.
y'all can hear me?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I agree with that. But that's what I'm saying. Even with that, right? If it becomes a normalcy, it becomes a peaceful mind to you. But it's a false peace. But you don't
Well,
know the difference if you never had it before. If you never had it, you wouldn't know what it is. That's like somebody eating red velvet cake and just cake that's red.
They ain't gonna know the difference. Okay, it looks the same, it tastes the same, so they both must be red velvet. Nah, that ain't what it is. You could be eating strawberry
Well, you
cake. You don't
gotta
know
have
what it is.
someone.
gotta have someone.
I don't know why my
I
echoes
don't know
like
why
that.
my echoes like that.
Mm-hmm. I just heard it.
Yo, you can hear
Yo,
me?
you can hear me?
Damn.
Yes.
Damn.
Hey, word, mute up
Hey,
real quick,
word,
see if you
mute
can
up
hear
real
me
quick.
without
See
the
if you
echo.
can hear me without the echo.
Yo, yo, you can hear me now,
Yeah.
Yo, you
good?
can hear me now, good?
Yeah, he
I
dropped
still hear
down.
that
I
shit.
hear
I
you.
still hear that shit.
I hear a little bit too.
Yeah, I think he was
Yeah, I
messing with
think
your
he was
mic.
messing with your mic.
Him and his Five Below headset.
You got that Timu.
Man, y'all gonna stop talking about my headset. My headset good. I don't know what it is. It's just I don't know
And
what it
that's
is.
another thing y'all was talking about earlier where you was mentioning how, people just want to see the negative of everything, right? And if I'm not mistaken, I think Einstein did an experiment one time when he was in school and he did the 10 times tables. And when he did them all right, when he got to the 10th one, he got it wrong on purpose. And everybody started laughing and making fun of him. Oh, you don't know 10 times now, you don't know 10 times. And he just wanted to prove a point to show that people would only look for your flaws. They don't really care about your achievements or your accomplishments as much, especially if they're not in that range, you know what I mean? Where it could become almost like a spiteful thing where you're showing them that you know more than them, or not even saying no more than them, but you're more you're more in tune with what's going on. You know what I mean? Because some people are far, they're not really like living life. You get it? They're in that rat race. They're in that little treadmill. I guess the hamster wheel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's I don't know why we want to see the negative out of everything. I never
It's
understood that.
it's the paradigm shift. That's what they into now. The demon time. The disconnect with the language. You know what I mean? What meant so much to us now, it doesn't mean nothing, and everything that was wrong to us is being justified right in front of us. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you don't adapt to, you become irrelevant. You know what I mean? The times will take you away. Like you gotta kind of find a way to make it comfortable with you now, because back then we didn't even accept that shit. You know what I mean? But things becoming the norm is being justified by the newer generation, right? The kids ain't really in tune like how we was, and I know that's how I feel. I feel like there's a language barrier right now, and what they're saying, like, I'm dead, you capping. We had to adapt to that, because if not, we wouldn't understand how to talk to these kids now. You feel me?
And see, my bad, I was on mute last time. But I was just talking to Tay about that. Like, I'd be like when I come on here, I try not to make it seem like, because people get that perspective no matter what. Like, oh, he think he know everything. And I want to be received, right? But I know I ain't gonna be received by everybody. But people always look for the negative in the person versus the positive. Bro just had a live the other day talking about um, take the message and don't worry about the messenger, basically.
Yeah,
To paraphrase. If the message is good, then use it. If you can, if you can't, then just keep it moving. But
that's a fact.
people want to criticize the messenger and don't even hear what the message is nowadays. You know, it's just chaos.
It's crazy to add on to that. I had this thing where I realized, like, we grew up in an era where it was mind over matter. You know what I mean? We was able to distinguish the two. Now these kids is more about the glamour and glitz. They want to see the cars, the shiny things, the pretty thing. You know what I mean? Like, they're more about the optics. Whereas we had to understand what we were seeing first, and interpret it and process it. You know what I mean? Before we could elaborate or even talk about it. Now these kids will just say, "Oh, nah, I seen him with." You know what I mean? Like, they see two big chains on the dude, nice car. They think he got money. You feel me? They see a dude with a collar and a Bible. They think he's a priest. You feel me? They're not willing to go into the how can I say, into the homework, you know what I mean? To analyze the due diligence, you know what I mean?
They looking at the what and not figuring out the why.
There you go, like you said, they more concerned about what the messenger's wearing and who's around him and who's his friends, and what's his sex life like and what type of deviance he has, than worrying about the message, you know what I mean?
And just like I was saying earlier, people replace character with finances, right? Like you was just saying, people got the money, the cars, the house, that they can show you all this. People, I never understood that. Like people come on YouTube and be like, "Oh, I'm rich," and then people just send them money. Like that shit don't even make sense. Why is you sending a rich person? I don't know, man. This shit is so ass backwards, man. I'll be looking like, hold on, man. Like it'd be some look, and this is what we here for, guidance, right? We have these conversations for people looking for solutions, right? But we having these conversations. You know, we ain't pimping them out to nobody. You know, we got a platform, multiple platforms. You know, between me, Gary, Tay, BDB, we got multiple platforms where people can hit and we can have discussions on various topics. You know, people got questions, we try to answer them. But you got people who come on here um, looking for answers, but they keep getting scammed. Like these people, because they show you money, they show you cars. You think we watch TV every day, and we see people acting every day. And now a common folk now, us common folk can get the same ability to see. We couldn't do this 20 years ago, right? People becoming celebrities off of the internet. You couldn't
Yo,
do that 20 years ago. You had to do
not
something miraculous, something amazing. The news catch you, and then they put you on TV shows and shit like that's how you become famous, a regular person. Now you can just go viral.
You know what it is? Word, the era of reality TV, man. A lot of these people are living the
Mm-hmm.
Truman Show. They don't even realize it. You know what I mean? People sit back and watch YouTube like it's television, bro. They buy popcorn to hear the next gossip. They want to hear whose life is more worse than theirs. They want to hear, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean, who's suffering at the moment. You know, they don't really care about. This is like a soap opera. You know what I mean? And you could tune in on anybody's live and just see what they're going through and try to figure them out and psychoanalyze them. You know what I mean? It's a game basically, but at the end of the day, it's if you're not if how can I say, if you're not in the presence of a teacher, you should become a teacher, right? So the people that are here, they here because they it's meant for them to be here, right? It's not like you call them. You don't say, "Yo, I'm gonna be here. Come on right now." You know what I mean? They come in here because it resonates. You know what I mean? The people that's not here, they the ones that's gonna come in and see you as, oh, you know, what we suffer from this nigga think he better than me. That's the biggest thing we suffer from, bro. I promise you that.
Mm-hmm.
This nigga think he better than me, tore down the whole world for from the beginning of man, bro. From the beginning of man civilization, that this nigga think he better than me disease been fucking us up.
I was just talking about that last night, bro. I was literally just saying that it ain't the fact that I'm better than you, it's the fact that people do better. That's just what it is. People do better. But what you saying is fact. I mean, that's that participation trophy shit to me. When people say that, if somebody say that to me, I'd be like, nah, bro, you think I'm better than you. Not me. You thinking that. That thought came out your head, out your mouth.
But you
You know?
gotta remember, we're in a place, especially this was a virtual reality, right? We're in another world. This is the real world, REEL world, right? And not the REAL, right? But when we're here and we engage in this, it's Hutu. You could be who you want. You could say, you know what I mean? You gotta expect 8 out of 10 to be a catfish. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's why a lot of shit on here, bro. I don't be taking this shit serious. And then like even me mingling with people, I don't know who acting and who not. You know, so um, but I can tell because uh people acting ain't gonna want to be around me too long. Cause I'm gonna see that shit, and I'm gonna end up saying some shit.
It's the disconnect. I always say, I say it, man, it's the language, man. The kids ain't they not really, you know what I mean? Once they switched hip hop away from what we considered hip hop, you know what I mean? Now it's like shit hop or hip hop, you know what I mean? It ain't nothing like what it was before and ain't gonna ever be. It's all about, gang music, drill music, snitching on him. You know what I mean? That kind of messed us up because I grew up in hip hop culture, you know what I mean? I'm almost 50, right around there. It's 50 years old, you know what I'm saying? Even though I don't praise it, I don't glorify none of the founders of it, because if you see it now, they all came up to be sleazeballs anyway, or they coming out the closet with sleazy shit, you know? So it kind of put a bad stain on hip hop if you from that culture. But what genre of music is all over the world like that? You know what I mean? Where you got kids in Singapore wearing their hat to the back with with their cuffs up, on the leg.
I think it went from from being a message to a story, right? So now you got people out here telling lies like you was out there slinging that thing and you ain't never do that a day in your life.
Right.
And now your message is being resonated because hey, if he can do it, I can do it. If I can come from the middle class and sling and make it, hey, I'm doing something. First of all, they don't even understand that time is dead. That listen,
But we both
that
agree,
time been
Gary,
dead
that
for a minute.
we
That
both agree that words are spells, though, right?
yeah,
And that's what people are stuck in. They get these kind of these little seances with the hook. You know what I mean? Don't even really know what they're saying, putting spells on each other, thinking that they're saying something kind of polite. I think if you
and you
blame me,
know,
NWA fucked up hip hop, in my opinion. NWA took the game to a whole nother level. Like,
yeah, they made it extra hard. But the thing also is like if we're both doing the same thing for the right reason, why are we competing for it?
that's
That's the part of
dog.
the chaos that we still
Yeah,
stuck on. Like
that's what happens.
if our goal is the same, why the hell are we competing about it? Our goal is the same. If
Right.
we're all here to raise $100, does it matter how we got it or who got the most? I wouldn't give a damn if you got $99 of the 100. The goal was completed. I don't care about nothing else. Now let them people that need that $100, let's give it to them, and let's do something else, or let's go help the next person for the $100. But we so busy in our chaotic minds, we're competing about something that's so minute, all because we gotta be better than some. I don't want to be better than them. I mean, as much as people want to be better, I don't want to be better than nobody. I just want to be. I want to be a part of something that's constructive. I don't want to destroy nothing. You know what I mean? Like,
You wouldn't want to destroy religion because that's probably what separates all of us from, you know what I mean, the longest and for the most, in my opinion.
oh, I pretty much have denounced religion on this thing. I'm trying to tell
Okay.
people,
Okay.
like, I'm telling people, my message for religion is simple as this: if you are Christ-like, Christ-like supersedes all religions. It supersedes Christianity. It supersedes Islam. It supersedes Buddhism. Because if you listen to the most message that the Bible is trying to teach you about is love. If Christ was love, then you might as well be Christ-like. It supersedes everything else.
What are you
I'm
talking about?
not telling
You
everybody.
talking about the New Testament, right? Not the Old Testament.
I'm talking about the book. Period.
I
The
don't know.
entire
I
book is
mean,
the message. Yeah, because you gotta love God. The Ten Commandments is all about love. Love
that,
God. 5 is love God, and 5 is love thy neighbor. So that's the whole commandment. That's it in a nutshell, right? So you can't look at nobody
was
else but
Jesus
me, says the
Jewish?
Lord.
Gary, was
Huh?
Jesus Jewish? Was Jesus Jewish?
Was he was Hebrew? Well,
Oh, y'all
I
talking
don't.
my talk now. Hold on, I got to put my
Hold on.
headphones
Yeah, yeah. All right, hold on,
on.
word. I'm gonna try to break this down as simple as he was in the tribe of Judah, so he was a Jew, a J-E-U or a J-E-U or J-U. That's how they spell it now, but he's J-E-U because he's in the tribe of Judah. A, everybody that's Israelite is not Jewish. You understand?
Yes,
The
sir.
Jew came from the people that lived in Jerusalem, right?
Wasn't there a time that Paul made the Gentiles into Jews? They were able to convert without having to go through a circumcision and all that. They were able to convert into Judaism.
Well, if that was the case, how he fall to Christianity?
Well, I mean, I'm just asking the question. I'm not
No,
trying.
no, no. I'm
No,
saying
I
no. I'm
just
just saying no, no, no. I'm just saying. See, this is the chaotic part of things because they made Paul this super
right,
person,
right.
and he never spoke to God.
The letter of Paul came out before the Gospels. Makes no sense.
Right, but that's what I'm trying to
Do
tell
make
everybody.
sense.
To to some people it makes sense, but he's the father of the New Testament. You see what I mean? All he did was write letters, and he's how he spoke to God in the letter. You see what I'm saying? You ain't speak to God writing a letter.
Man, it's
You,
a lot
if
of
you change it was
technology.
exactly, and that's what I'm trying to tell people. So if you base it off the if you base it off the gospel, if everything that Jesus did in the gospel is correct, you supposed to be Christ-like. He never called himself a Christian. He just said he was follow me. He tells people follow me and I'll make you fishers of men. Follow me, I can show you how to do what you need to do. That's why you need to be Christ-like. Sometimes you got to learn. You got to be a follower to be a great leader.
And
You just can't
they don't even
lead.
have record of
But
him till I think the second century. Like the whole first century, Jews had recorded everything, you know what I mean? And they have no record of it. I think after Paul, after that whole war, I guess with the Romans, whatever.
so the chaotic part of all of that is that like I said, he was never. He's not a Jew. He's a Hebrew. But because he was in the tribe of Judah, they're gonna say he's a Jew, right?
Okay.
But see,
And that
but see,
and that's the difference.
you got to be careful too because those people wouldn't even call themselves Hebrews. All those people who Canaanites, those people weren't Hebrew. That's a language. And Israel, that didn't pop up until that
Is,
Israel wasn't even in the Bible. That shit
isn't
didn't
that like
pop up
ancient
till modern
Egypt,
time.
like Egyptian, right?
Yeah, that's Ra, El, and
Yeah,
Isis.
ISIS, Ra, and El. Yeah.
Yeah, El. Now, see, El is Yahweh. Now, El is a Babylonian god. Yahweh is a Babylonian god. Is El. If you look at the depictions of El or Yahweh as a Babylonian god, and that god came into Egypt. They got papyruses where Egyptian gods and El were combating one another. So I mean, all this, bro. Like when it comes to that religion, this is what I tell people: do your history on it, because even saying like Hebrew, all these terms, these people what Hebrews a language. They wouldn't call themselves Hebrews and Israelites and all the shit we calling them today. That's what we call it, but they wasn't calling themselves that. Just like you said, Jesus never called himself a Christian. They
Yeah.
got the whole Christian from Christos.
Yeah. Yeah.
The whole Christian was came from Christos. And if you go into the metaphysical Christos, that's the oil in your body, bro. That ain't got nothing. All that. If you look into the Gnostic text, all that is nothing but how to reach Christ consciousness.
Right.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
Christos throughout. Buddha was a Christos. They say Messiah, the anointed one,
Mithra,
same thing. All
Krishna.
all that,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
all that Krishna was the anointed one. If you look at
Right.
the pantheon, Krishna was the anointed one. That was the bad motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So the Messiah, the anointed one. Like if you look in, like when we talk about translate and transliterate, it's two different things, right? So when you look at uh like Christ, when you look up, it was transliterated. The anointed one, the Messiah, all that means Christ. But that's a transliteration, it's not a translation. A translation is taking one word, the meaning of one word from one language to another language. Transliteration is when you just matching the sounds. So you take a word that sound like this.
Yeah. Like phonetics.
Yeah. So when we talk even baptized when you translate it from the Hebrew word to baptize is not baptized. That's a transliteration. It means to rinse, to wash, to pour over.
Is that going into the etymology of the word, or is that just
That's we talking about the etymology. If you take the
uh
Hebrew word for baptize and you translate it, it translates to rinse or wash. It don't translate to baptize. But because of what they were saying, they took an English word or a Greek word and used and transliterated it instead of translated. That's how you get baptized, but that's how you get Christ is the anointed one. There's no Christ in the Bible. In the Hebrew Bible, there's nothing about a Christ. Is the Messiah. When they talking about the coming of Jesus, they never used the term Christ. They used the Messiah or the Anointed One, and that was the coming
Right. The
of the
reason
Savior.
I got two things because I also heard that it could be the sun, you know, the sun and the stars with the constellations, the 12 constellations. So they put Jesus, you know what I mean, rising and dying and coming back up, you know what I mean, around the Christmas solstice. Then they also say uh that was Augustus Caesar and Julius Caesar, JC, Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? When they accepted
Yeah,
Catholic religion, and Augustus Caesar wasn't Julius Caesar's real son, you know, he brought him in. So that's why they
that's
kind
how
of
they
put that virgin story together, and then he was the, you know what I mean? He was supposed to be the
well they
Messiah for.
well it's older stories. Like
Right,
when you
right.
talk about the rising and the falling, around the solstice. Now we talking about Mitra. If you want to go into the Greco-Roman, now we're talking about Mitra. You can go older than that. You can talk about Baal. Baal was born around the 25th. So there's a lot of old whores in Egyptian or Heru. So there's a lot of stories they took pieces and put it together. But Yahuwah or Yahshua, that's a documented person. That person really lived. Did he do all the things? His story's older. So I think they use that as an opportunity. But it still don't miss the meaning of it. But this is what people don't talk about since we're on the subject. Let me ask y'all this: Did you, did Jesus come to correct all the shit God fucked up?
I don't. Be honest with you, I don't believe in Jesus. That's why I can't. I believe in the Most High, but
Wait,
other stuff after
ask
that.
that question again.
Did Jesus come to correct all the things God messed up?
No, no.
I don't go with the story of the Christ, the Jesus Christ, Son of God. I believe God. You know what I mean. I feel like everything after that it gets muddy. You know.
Because
I
Jesus.
believe
Oh, go
that
ahead.
word. No,
Oh
I
no,
was
I
gonna
was
say
saying.
that
Oh
word.
no, go ahead. Oh no, I was saying because Jesus came to show us a new way.
Yeah, he came to show you the way to fulfill the prophecy, to fulfill the law of nature. Like you can't be you can strive for perfection, but you know a lot of us ain't gonna attain it. That's why he kept saying need the way, the truth, and the light. Like I'm just trying to show y'all how to stay on the path.
Show
See
you how
what I
to get
mean?
on the path. Because a lot of Jesus' ways contradict God's ways. I know. I was outside. I'm okay. I'm okay. But lay down. I'll be in there in a minute. Big ears. I'm okay.
The God of the Bible was ruthless, in my opinion. Like he was no saint. He was no God. He was ruthless. He was getting kids mauled. He was getting ransacking villages and killing all the. You know what I mean? Like he was a different animal in that Old Testament. That God was different.
Okay, go back in the book.
Yeah, but that's why even with like if you ask the original question, who created evil? Nobody's gonna say God.
But Gary, you take the Bible literal or allegoric?
I can't take it literal because it's I take the lessons. I don't take it literal. I take the lessons.
I got you. What you get from it?
Right. I take the lessons. That's why I'm saying like if I was to understand right, like being Christ like I like people for example, where we talking about turn the other cheek. Turn the other cheek means like you make sure they don't get to that part. You gotta make sure you defend that part of the cheek before they get to it. It doesn't mean that you turn it into them. No, you turn away from it. It never said turn to them. It just says turn the other cheek. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So those aspects is like crazy. You think like everybody keep talking about you can't question God. You can't question God, right? Job questioned God so much that he got double the portion.
Mm.
He never went wild with it though. You know what I mean? Like, yo, all right, I understand what you're saying, but I'm asking you, why am I going through this? Why? What did I do to deserve this? I'm talking to you. You're not giving me the answers. I need to understand it. He ain't come at that conversation didn't go right, left rather, and that's why he got all the portions back. Like, hey, he got whatever he got plus some. Because the fact of the matter is, you don't go against the nature of yourself. You don't go against the nature of the creator that gave you the life to do what you need to do.
Who's that?
You
Is
go,
that God or Jesus?
no, it ain't Jesus.
It's God, right?
It's yeah, it's the creator,
The Most High, the Most High. Yeah.
the
That's a
creator. Yeah,
weird thing, bro. People be trying to make Jesus God, like,
I
bro.
can't deal with that shit. Makes give me a
Yeah,
headache.
but what you were saying, the demiurge. He was talking about the demiurge when you said the God of the Bible is Lucifer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Deuteronomy and all that. He was wilding.
Hey, bro. There's a lot of people they hear you say that they be like, "What?" But
Yeah, I get
you
it. Trust
just
me, the
gotta
Bible
you
thumpers.
gotta
But you know
study,
what it is?
man.
It's you gotta have a both. You gotta have at least space. You know what I mean? Because sometimes when you wholehearted full in, like both feet in, and your foundation starts to crumble, you don't know where to start, and you gotta make sure you leave space. You know what I mean? Like when you're going against certain kind of especially like even questioning God, like he just said. Gary said, Job questioning God. I question God too. I ain't gonna lie, like it's something that it's my mind. My mind ain't even mine. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I can't control the thoughts that pop up in my head or unsee shit. You know what I mean? It's once that's it's there.
Man, I used to question God, and I just be having conversation. But questions do pop up, so I still question God. But I be having conversations now, man. We be having back and forth. I
I
be
said,
uh I be kicking
I
it
said,
with the creator, bro.
I said, this is for the Most High. Couple questions. One, why am I here? Two, where am I destined? How can perfection create so much imperfection? Wolves in sheep's clothing, predators in all directions. 85% dumb, deaf, and blind must be out their mind. Third eye calcified. I'm out my mind. Oh man, I can't finish. There was a rhyme I wrote like that.
yeah, but it's all understandable. And that's the thing, right? You have to understand that there is no like to strive for perfection is like reaching for the stars, right? But a lot of us still try to do such a thing, right? We listen. If you do the right thing 9 times out of 10, you're gonna do the wrong thing a little bit less. The more you try to do the right thing,
Hold on,
right?
Gary, but doing the right thing in this country could be hurting someone else to get up. You know what I mean? In the capitalist world that we live in, like the dog eat dog world, dominance hierarchy. Sometimes you're doing the right thing, you have to tear somebody down without being conscious of it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. No, no, no. I get that part. But see, here's the thing, right? If you living off of abundance, you don't have you're not on a capitalist mindset, right? You know you gotta till the ground, right? But the gifts that you already born with, that's the abundance of a thing. It's not about financial abundance. You know what I mean? You till the ground because that's what you're supposed to do. You till the ground. You're gonna make your ends meet. And the gifts that you got is gonna elevate you to a certain amount to a certain extent. It doesn't mean that people's not gonna put you in the crab in the barrel scenario and try to hold you back. So you got to be creative to do the things that you need to do to elevate your finances. But your abundance, ain't nobody supposed to touch your abundance because at the end of the day, nobody's supposed to be close to you. That's why you're a storehouse. You the storehouse. That's why when they say, "Will a man rob God?" The only way that a man can rob the God in you is if you allow them into the storehouse. They ain't supposed to be in there. They don't need that abundance. They don't need your abundance. So when you have those type of situations, when you have that conversation, you know, you got to understand who you are. Just like, you got to go to church. You are the church.
Body's a
You
temple.
are the
Yes,
church.
sir.
You are the church. So if you understand that you are the church, okay, you might go into the edifice of a building if you understand and believe that, hey, that person is using the gifts that God gave him, and he can resonate to your soul or whatever the case may be. You're gonna stay there for a while. Like, oh, he spoke to me. I didn't never spoke to him before. That's how people staying in the churches, right?
Facts. Facts.
So you got to understand what's being said to you. Those who have ears, let the spirit hear what the word is telling them. It doesn't mean that everybody, like, you don't know which spirit is talking to you, but that's why you got to try the spirit and see if the spirit is of the creator or not, and which creator it is. Because I
Hey,
know people that
Bars.
have different creators.
hey,
Some
Gary, let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard of the demiurge?
I heard of it, but I didn't.
Look it up.
I'm
I think
like,
I'm gonna do a show on it either tomorrow or the day after that. I think you'll be. I think that it'll tickle your brain a bit.
hey yo, word. I got a question for you.
Uh huh.
I'm pretty sure you did. Have you heard of the extreme oath of the Jesuits?
Yeah.
Okay, say less.
I would,
Nah, that's the type of shit get your channels at. That's why I said say less.
bro, it'll be man. This shit I've been into and been around, bro. Um, it made me aware that is more things in existence. Um, just different concepts and beliefs and theories and um, a lot of it. I take what's useful out of it and use it. Is always some truth into a lie. So even if something ain't, um, if
If it ain't
things can't
mathing,
be
yeah, if it
confirmed, yeah,
right, yeah, if it ain't
if it can't
mathing,
be, yeah, if it ain't like 100% confirmed, it's still some truth in it. And it's a different angle to look at stuff. And when you're talking about like this religion, man, like my theology teacher was an actual occultist. She was a young, like her mother was really heavily into the occult, and she took a liking to me. She was young. I was older than my teacher at the time, but she was young, and she was just amazed how much I knew about Buddhism. But I learned a lot about Buddhism just practicing martial arts
is that
because
Taoist, like Taoist, right? Is that no?
well, you got Taoism, but Buddhism, they come out of Buddhism. All of it come
Oh,
from Hinduism, but Tao and Taoism come from the philosophy of Buddhism. It don't get nothing to do with Hinduism.
and you
But
also picked up
Buddhism is a
Gnostic work too,
derivative.
right? I,
Buddhism
s-
is like Christianity to uh, Judaism.
and would
That's
you
what.
consider Gnosticism atheism?
No, I wouldn't, because Gnostics is different forms of Gnostics, right? Um, like I would say probably an extreme form of Gnosticism. What is it called? The heretic, the her start with an H. I can't remember the name. It's not heretics though. The Heckerlists or something like that. Um, that's what they said John was. Because the Lost Book of
Was that
John
a
is
zealot?
considered one of their doctrines. Do you
A
know?
zealot?
Not the zealot. Start with an H. They just found recently too. I just seen a report recently. They just found some more scriptures from. I get the name for you because I know it's in my I saved it. Tay, what up, though, sis? I saved the article, so I got it in my phone, my archive. But yeah, like them. But they all believe in the creator. They just don't believe the God of the Bible is the creator. All Gnostics don't believe the God of the Bible is the creator. Some Gnostics don't believe Jesus was a physical person. Some Gnostics believe Jesus was a person but didn't have the abilities, But it's some Gnostics teachings that Jesus was never a physical person. It was a spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was never physical.
I don't
Um,
know about the spirit either. I mean, I, you know, there's a lot of typologies that go on off of that story. So it keeps, like you said, it goes back to the Kushite. Like you can go back into history and find the same Jesus in every civilization, or Messiah at least,
Hmm. And that's what I say is like when people had these conversations, like even when I was in the conscious community, it's like when I can tell when I get under somebody's skin because then they just start attacking you. Like, hold on, bro, we talking about the information. I asked you a question. It's a simple question, like the Hebrew that you speaking now. Which Hebrew is it? Is it the modern Hebrew that was just made in the 1800s, late 1800s, or is this the original Hebrew? Because if I'm not mistaken, you can't speak that. And if you did, why did they have to remake the language? Why did somebody have to revive the language to rebuild the culture? So you saying you as old as you is, but it's documented that this language was dead, and without the language, you didn't have the culture. So if the language was just made in the 1800s, what the hell is we talking about?
Yeah, I mean, we all had our own native tongue, I believe, and they forced it down the funnel to, what I mean, one thing, I guess. But I think we all had a way of communication. Even remember, you could communicate with our language, with our words. There's body language. There's a lot of different ways of communicating, I guess. And sometimes I'm saying like primal times.
What up, nine? Facts, facts. But I mean, I don't know. It's like with that whole Hebrew, like the Israelites, they just to me they're just as bad as the Christian.
That's what they say. That whole, and I don't mean to sidebar this, but they say that the Kendrick Lamar and the Drake beef was basically a battle of the Jews because Kendrick Lamar is a Hebrew Israelite, and Drake is Jewish. You know what I mean? I don't know what is he. I don't know. I know his mother's Jewish, so he got to be Jewish.
Yeah, they got to be. What is it? Azanaki as a
Yeah, I know some Ashkenazi.
yeah. They got to be. I mean,
There's like Hasidic, Ashkenazi. There's a whole bunch of
yeah,
that's just crazy.
that's
Well,
what
it's
I'm
just like
saying, bro.
it's just like the regular, religion. All right, you got all these different branches of Christianity. So why wouldn't they do the same thing? You know what I mean? It's the chaos that we still on. No matter how much we talk about whatever we talk about, chaos is
A
still always
fact.
going to be in the
That's a fact.
midst. I don't care what you talk. I don't care what side of the story you come on. Chaos is involved, right? And the fact that we're having a conversation to try to simplify it to come to a conclusion, which we can do, and not have a argument, but have the term of agreeing to disagreeing, is going to bother people because now you're not you lower the chaotic stage. It's like, wait, they're making progress, so it's a hell of a thing for people. So
But
there's
see
people
that,
that's going to their feathers going to be ruffled.
and
Yeah.
I'm happy you said that because I was just about to say, we can sit up here and talk about this and have difference of opinions and not fight, not call each other out the name, not calling each other stupid or none of that. But guess what? It's not entertaining to people. People think chaos and chaotic shit, destruction is entertainment. That's how fucked up we are. That
Right.
this Julio Fulio, people making like people who ain't got nothing to do. Look, that's some street shit. That young man who just died, that's some street shit. Yeah, they was rappers, but they got a long standing beef in the street over 10 years. Okay, these real people. So we on the people on the internet laughing and making jokes. Like you weird as hell. Like
Nobody even
these
knows his real name. Everybody still call him Julio Folio. Nobody knows his
yeah,
real person. They just call him
Charles
as yeah.
what is it, Charles Johnson?
That's
He
why
got some
it's always
regular
like
ass
that.
name.
Or
He
like
got
that King Vaughn, DMX. They all want to say, "Oh
mhm.
man," they don't even know his real name. They never got to even know how old he was or nothing. But they ready to die with DMX, a character. You know what I mean? They idolizing somebody who's made up.
Like it's people posting online like when they go slide for Pop Smoke. Like why is you calling for
Facts.
more death, bro? Like I mean, look, if you ain't in that life, leave it alone, man. Because that ain't, bro. People be playing and then they get put in a blender.
Hey
Like
Gary, I got a question for you, Gary.
I'm here.
How much does social media play in the chaos that we're facing in these days today, in these times?
Oh, it definitely adds to it.
Is it more than the
They
rap and the games, the video games, or is it just all that together in one?
that's a good question. That's a
Because
good
remember,
question.
social media, you can have introverts out here acting like they social, you know what I mean? And they just weird and we won't understand it. We don't even know this person don't be around people all his life. Like he stays in that little room and he's talking to y'all like he's, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
He could
Mhm.
perform like, you see what's this dude's name? Terrence Howard, whatever his name is. Like
Hmm.
when you're an actor and you read scripts for a living, it's not hard for you to stick on. You know what I mean? To stay in character. Like that's how I feel with a lot of people. Like people could be actors and don't understand it. When they got something in their head, they lock it down. They'll make anybody believe it because they won't stumble. They won't even have a hiccup when they preaching that. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Well, for me, like him personally, he had a bad rap for a little bit, so it's very possible. I don't know. I'm not going to say that he's like recreating himself right now, because
Right.
that would be the regular mindset. Because they try to put him in a jacket like other people, right? He's a womanizer. He's an abuser. He does all this, and now he's coming out with the intelligence of of like Doogie Howser type scenario or the Good Doctor type thing. You understand what I'm
Oh,
saying? So now, where was all of this when this information of you being a womanizer and all of these things was coming into play? You see what I'm saying? Like
who
for
we talking
me,
about?
like Terrence Howard.
Oh, okay.
So like I try to like I I believe, well, I know, I feel that my content is my character. So if I'm sitting here trying to, speak some things into existence or help you, come to a conclusion, I know I'm going to do that in real life, right? That's the only way I can see myself. Now, of course, you need people to not you don't want people to testify, but they can say, okay, I spoke to him, he does that, or she could speak to me and he does that, right? That's the only way you can build your character up, or it could be shown, right? So there's a lot of people that's not doing that and then coming on here and becoming like Dr. Phil. It's not that you know it, but
Right.
you got to show like, yo, this thing works. That's the reason why, when you talk about people like Kevin Samuel, right? You talking all of this crazy stuff, but you got married 3 times and this, that, and Steve Harvey. Like, how are you a relationship guru or this, that, and the third? You know what I mean? And there's always going to be conflicts with that, right? But if you live in the life that you say, it should be walked. It should be walked about and
Right.
not just spoken about. But like I said, people are just different this time of day. They think they could be sheep to wolf clothes, and
Yeah, yeah.
I mean
It's like
wolf in
what you
sheep
said with the
clothing and
red
all that
cake,
thing.
the red devil cake, and
Mm-hmm.
then eating red cake. You got to ask somebody who ate red devil cake. Because you just go and buy red cake and not know the difference. You feel me? You got to do your homework before you go for red devil cake. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just go in there to the store and pick out red cake because it don't work like that. You know what I mean?
Right. Cause you go in there and eat the cake and you get allergic to the eggs and you start getting choked out because
Your
you just trying you
your
just buying it
diabetes
because
kick
they're
in.
telling you, yeah, look, your sugar's super high. Now you got to bring it down. Oh my God, I'm having the sugar shot. Why? Because they put too much sugar in there. You knew you wasn't supposed to eat that, but you tried it anyway.
That's
Stop going
facts.
with what the masses are telling you. You got to do your own work. You do the work. That's why when people don't understand, if you do your best, the God in you is gonna do the rest. It's gonna resonate with you. Your conscience is your first preacher. So if your conscience is your first preacher, it's gonna tell you, listen, stay on that path. Yo, that path look a little bumpy. You want to take a detour? Go ahead. It's all right. Let's look another way. You got to understand that everything is within you. That's why word he be telling everybody, listen, it's the inside out. That's why your preferences should be on the inside out with whoever you're gonna deal with. It shouldn't be because she looks good or he got the muscular body. He could be a dingbat and you just going with him because he got a 6 pack, or she's a dingbat but she got a fatty, so you just like whatever. She could be lead. She could be a Jezebel, and you wouldn't even know it. You know what I mean?
We
It's
Be
up to you.
lining
You
your
got to
ass
do the
up.
work.
we in that era of weapons of mass distraction. You know what I mean? Everything is just it's used to take away your attention, which is the new economy, right? Everybody wants to be seen or heard. Everybody's doing lives and TikToks and this and all this kind of new social media stuff that we didn't have when we were young. And these kids are growing into it, so they're already acclimated to it, so they can go and make 2, 3 pages and have I like earlier word we got probably 25. I don't know how many people we got, right? But just to say, there's somebody right now on this live with a cat suit on, scratching scratch tickets, and he got 600 people watching him. But you could come into a room here and build and talk about stuff with, open the mind, thought provoking. It doesn't matter if it doesn't always have to be factual based. You can have your opinion too. But there's a limited amount of people with that kind of stuff, with that information. But there's somebody watching a dude dressed as a cat playing Fortnite, blowing bubbles. Like what the?
And that's one of the frustrating things. Like I had hope when I first came on here because I'm like, I met some. I'm still meeting some real cool people, and I'm like, it's people on here. But then it's like, you learn to appreciate the people who come through because they value, your content versus looking for the big numbers.
Facts.
Because it's no purpose of getting the right message out to the wrong people because it still won't be received. So I've learned to appreciate, even though I do want the numbers because I want the group to get bigger. I want the crowd to get bigger. I want more of us to come in and have these conversations, but appreciate the ones that's here. That's the key, and it'll grow. Appreciate the things you have. Get your suit on. Where's that mask?
Hey, yo, word, quick question before I get down. My fault, let me cut you off.
Oh no, you good, bro.
Yo, you can't play nothing on this, can you?
I can who?
Can you play a video? And I'll send you the cash or whatever just to throw this new beat I got on. I just made it I put it up yesterday.
Yeah, it's on your channel.
Yeah, man, I hate you. I mean, it ain't it's all original, so you ain't getting no copyright. I make that shit from scratch. I cook from the beginning. I mean, so
I
I
ain't
promise you.
monetized right now anyway.
Yeah, but now I wouldn't do it anyway, like I said. But I feel like the last two I made, I wanted you to hit them. I don't know if you heard them, but I used the Will Smith episode when his father left him. Remember?
Yeah.
I used that sample, that sound bite in it with the beat, but I didn't use the whole thing. I just, chopped it up. And then the next one, the last one that you're gonna play, if you can play it, I use the Superfly intro. But the beat is fire, man.
Hustlers no break.
Yeah, hustle has no break.
New Frankie Blanco. Y'all get over there to Frankie and support my boy, man.
Can't wait.
You got this fantasy in your head about getting out of the life and setting another world on its head. What the fuck are you gonna do except hustle?
Hey, BDB, I think we got another contestant.
see the one with the Styles P next to it? Just hit that one. That's the one I was saying with the Will Smith joint.
You said which one now?
The one with the Styles P praying. That's the last joint right there. You don't gotta play the whole thing.
Hey, yeah, you need to you make beats. I know you rap, but you make beats too. You
Yeah, I
should
do beats, I do spoken word, I do editing.
you should link up with BDB because he be holding battle of the beats and he get some producers, some artists on there, and they do a battle of the beats. It's dope.
Yeah. Nah,
I
I appreciate it, but once you get into that battle word, that shit changes the whole dynamics. You know what I mean? Like if it was just a build, you know what I mean? But once you say like the dominance hierarchy, like we got a battle, that shit get you got to put too much in, and when you put so much effort into not be recognized or it doesn't resonate with the people, that shit hurts. You know, it hurts your passion.
I feel you. You like to do it for the love of the art.
I've been doing this since I was like 12. You know what I mean? Like this shit's in me.
I learned how to drive, I learned how to shave, I learned how to fight without him. I had 14 great birthdays without him. He never even sent me a damn card.
Yeah, bro. Even if you don't want to battle, bro, I think you'll be a good judge of the
Yeah, I
beat.
like judging.
Yeah, we'll have to link you up with BDB. Miss Chicago, what up, though? Young Riel.
Appreciate
Tay
that word.
no.
You already know. Gary, good talking. Word, you already know. Salute everybody in the chat. I'm gonna send you that, you heard?
Appreciate you, bro.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Miss Tracy, what up, though? Everybody piling in. We're about to get off here. But
No, yeah, he lying. He flowing. He lying.
I ain't lying, man. I heard my wife, she done woke up, my son in there picking with her. I gotta go put him back down.
Okay.
This was a
But
good build.
definitely, yo, I promise you this was a good build. Because the fact of the matter is, no matter how far we went, right? No matter where we went, whether it was religion, the music, whatever, we understood that the message of chaos was still in the midst. So, you know, that's how bad that word has been infiltrated into our everyday life. right? Because we do so much combating and competing and fighting and fussing that we don't know what it is to have a civil conversation, a peaceful conversation. Let's just say it like that, right? Because every time we have a peaceful conversation, there's somebody that's competing to win the conversation. Well, not me and you, and not Frankie Blanco. Shout out to Frankie Blanco, but everywhere else where you have that type of conversation or dynamic, you're trying to win the conversation. The conversation with us three was just plain as day. We're trying to make a point. There's no competition when you're on the same goal, on the same path. And when you have more of those, you'll see chaos die less and less every day.
Can I be a little petty before I get off?
It's
I
your
just
time to shine.
I think is a lot of it has to do with people with low self confidence, right? And the reason I say that because, like you said, it's a competition. Like if we having a discussion, what we compete, we having dialogue. You know, I'm gonna have my point, you gonna have your point. It ain't about who's right or wrong. It's about the information going out to the people if they can use it. So as long as we doing that, I don't care if you make better points than me. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point is to get the information to the people. But that's we have our own intention. You know, our intention ain't to come on here and belittle one another to make ourselves look good. You know, I don't need that because I have confidence. You know, I have self esteem. So I don't need to take no one else's to add to mine. And a lot of people, um, and like I said, some people just, I mean, been conditioned, conditioned for chaos, from a young age, uh, put in chaotic environments, surviving those, and then going into the world. What do you know besides chaos? So
Mm,
um, sometimes people are conditioned. Sometimes people bring it on themselves. I
yeah.
always say it ain't a one size fit all. So I'm not gonna say that's all the time. Some people bring the shit onto themselves. Some people do it intentionally because
Mm,
they desire it. It's some people out here who love chaos, bro. You know, and they want to spread it. Some people who want to spread love, some people who want to spread chaos. I mean, you just got to identify that. Like, that's why I talk about behavior, though, because we can say people slick and stuff, but your actions, like, if you're looking for the right things, you'll see it. And a lot of times, I'm not gonna lie, just me personally, I overlook a lot of things because I try to see the best in people, but the signs are always there and they actions. People can use words to smooth you over, but the shit they do, that's what tells the story. So somebody can say I love you, but if they slap you in the face or piss on your foot, do they really love you?
huh. So for those that just covered in, right? I'll make this suggestion, and it'll be my last suggestion, right? If you go ahead and listen to the message and not follow the story, the progression of chaos will it'll leave you at a much better pace because the message could be more receptive than the story. People understand, like, people, the story could be a fairy tale, but the message could be the truth. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So y'all have to dissect both the message and the story and see which one applies to your life.
That was deep. I like that. I like that. But yeah, let me get my butt off here, man. I appreciate everybody coming and rocking out. I'm gonna try to come on tomorrow, but I think we gotta get some stuff ready for the day after that. So I might not be on tomorrow. Um, but yeah, I appreciate everybody. I probably play with this laptop a little bit more. Get some fun stuff on here. We almost monetized. I'm a couple. I think I'm like 200-300 hours away. So I'm looking forward to getting monetized again. I'm gonna be doing some show. Once I get monetized, I'm gonna start doing focusing more time on some uploads, and then we'll go live and talk about that. I still got the Fire and Ice coming with me and Tay, that podcast. I'm gonna get with Sis and see what's gonna be a good day. I'm still gonna do the debate. So we still got some stuff coming up. But this is a platform where we talk about self-development. We talk about behavior, we talk about personality, we talk about general concepts of life, philosophies and stuff. We get our own philosophy over here, the mind, body, and soul working cohesively together, making us the complete self. That's the philosophy we got over here, connecting the mind and the soul, so we can make better decisions with the body. So, but y'all know what I always say: care about how you feel. These are conversations to build nations. And if I say anything to resonate with you, do me a favor, hit that share button, tell somebody, help me spread the word. But until next time, we out. If I can find the thing. Yeah, here we go.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less. You check as I'm chess, what's happening next? Yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna be.
Hey, my bad. Shout out to the Cash App.
Let's make this one. Let's make this one.